In the dead of winter, the evenings are long. Darkness settles much earlier, and we find ourselves with more time to rest. I think the ability to truly rest has become somewhat lost for many. I have spent too many evenings weary and overwhelmed after a long day, mindlessly lost in scrolling. I've emerged only to realize that somehow I've wasted the entire evening and feel worse than when I started. Is it any wonder, then, that when I lay my head down on my pillow, my mind won't be still? Our bedrooms should be havens in our home, a space that when we enter it helps our bodies to unwind and our minds to settle down, to slow. Without realizing it, I've created a bedtime routine for myself. It may seem obvious, but the more consistent I am in keeping that routine, the better my sleep is. It's nothing complicated, but it's enough that once I begin, it's like my body and my mind just fall in line. But during these extra long months, when I find myself with more time in the evening, I've started being more intentional about how I spend that time, to lean into it, to make the most of it. This doesn't happen every evening. Some evenings there are things going on, and by the time we're all home and settled, and I've done my stretches and have gotten ready for bed, I'm asleep within moments of my head hitting the pillow. Other nights, we spend time together as a family, playing a game or watching our show together. But once a week or so, I try to set aside a quiet evening to sit and enjoy. So, how does one create a restful bedroom? First, my surroundings are very closely connected with my mental state. If I want to rest, creating a calm, serene environment is helpful to promote that. My bedroom is not always perfectly tidy, but I do find spending time in it so much more enjoyable when it's clean. The same could be said for my linens. Getting into a cleanly laundered bed is one of life's simple pleasures. I have also come to learn that it is, in fact, more enjoyable for me to turn down my made bed than simply climb into an unmade one from the night before. Thus, making my bed each morning has become part of my day's routine. It also helps the room feel much tidier. Good, quality bed linens are lovely, but clean and comfortable goes a long way. A linen spray always feels indulgent. Warmth is also key in an old house with no upstairs heating, so layered duvets and wool blankets make things perfectly snug. And after a winter's night when the fire has long gone out and the morning is brisk, climbing out of bed to a pair of soft slippers at the ready is especially welcome. While I may not have a million throw pillows, having an assortment of pillows to prop myself up against makes reading in bed a dream. It also makes it easier to manage a steaming cup of tea. In the evening, I never turn the lights on in our room, save my bedside lamp. Instead, I light some candles. There's something about soft, warm, flickering candlelight that is so much more relaxing. In these past weeks, having our own little tree feels particularly special. With extra twinkle lights adding to the ambiance, it's just so cozy. Every evening, I roll out my mat and do a simple stretching routine. It's partially out of obligation, but once I begin it, it's really nice to feel the tension from the day loosen. And while I'm always partial to a cup of Earl Grey, in the evenings, I've branched out a little and found that teas like this blend with lavender and chamomile, sweetened with a little honey, are actually quite pleasant. I don't always read either. Sometimes I'll watch a video I've saved for this time. Other times I use this time to plan things out and to organize my thoughts onto paper. This has also become extremely helpful to me. For me, there is something to writing things down that settles them in my mind, a sort of visual filing of them. And taking time at the end of the day to organize my thoughts allows me time to relax. But most of these are physical things. There are also many evenings in which good rest comes only after spending time quietly in the refuge of my room alone with the Lord. No perfect bedtime routine can quiet your soul if your soul is not His. In fact, I think for many, night is when the reality of our true thoughts and fears become most apparent. This is why it can be so hard to be at rest, because being at rest requires us to sit alone with our thoughts. The psalmist said in Psalms 4 verse 8, "I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety." Sometimes I have to lay things down at His feet in order to find peace again and rest. Sometimes I have to be like Isaiah and stay my mind on Him. Sometimes when I'm discouraged or upset, I just lay my head down and make myself start listing things I'm thankful for. It doesn't usually take long to feel the discouragement or frustration seep away when I'm calling to mind all the reasons I have to be grateful. When I'm anxious, He anchors me. Not that anything really changes circumstantially, but like one of my favorite hymns says, "Turn your eyes upon Jesus, look full in His wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of His glory and grace."